Hello, this is Purtenance and you're listening to What's Metal.
It's a great pleasure for me and for our listeners, obviously, to have you on the show. When I think back about the early 90s, I could never have imagined that this will ever happen, actually, right? So I feel kind of like honored, and it's kind of like, something that I wouldn't have expected, because the band initially to me was always kind of like very obscure, I have to say, yeah. So when you started the band, this was still like, late 80s probably, right?
Yes.
So if you think back of that time, like what brought you into metal, and when was the first time that you actually heard death metal and decided, okay, this is what we need to do?
Maybe 85 or 86. The first time we heard death metal, earlier band, yeah.
So what kind of impact did this have on you? What were your feelings back then?
We listened to lots of metal music, and then we decided. I decided to buy the drums. So we are then friends. So we decided to do the band, and that's why because we listened to so much metal music. So what the hell? We do it ourselves. So that's fine.
Okay. Was there, locally, you're from Nokia, right?
Yes.
So locally, was there any scene as such? Were there other people like you guys that started out similarly? Was there any community?
No, basically near Tampere was very much speed metal and thrash bands who playing. We don't like that kind of music. Harder is better, I think. Yeah.
So did you feel kind of like isolated in any way? Your country is huge, right, compared to the population that you have. So what was it like? If it's just you guys in the band and there's no one else around, right?
Yeah. We were isolated. Yes. It was we were very young then, so it's a very messy time. Then we decided different things, to play thrash metal, to play death metal, and we listened to so much Florida bands and everything. So
when you put out your first, let's say, more or less official release, it was a 7-inch, Crown Waits the Immortal, on Drown Productions back then. I remember in the thanks list, at least, you were thanking people like, Holocaust of Vengeance from Beherit, which would be more like a black metal at the time. So were there separations in terms of different genres within the Finnish metal scene, and how did you communicate? Was it all by letter? Were you in touch by phone? How close were people back then?
Mostly letters, and there no scanner lines back then, and in Finland I don't think so. Even now, no skin lines. Yeah. Everybody black metal, death metal, thrash, speed. Everybody playing same festival.
and so much tape trading and some callings and letters, of course.
I remember also that it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it Timo Tolkki that did the production job back then? Is that Timo Tolkki of Stratovarius? Is that guy?
Yeah, yes, Timo Stratovarius produced our EP.
Okay. So what was it back then? Like, because Stratovarius maybe were already going on at the time, but in style-wise, how does that match? Because he probably wasn't into death metal, no? Or?
No, but she's a very hard guy. Do it again. Yeah.
Three songs maybe. We do it maybe 20 to 30 times. No, always say always do it again.
Yeah.
Not so good. Not so tight.
Was he working with more extreme metal bands at the time, or were you kind of like the exception to this?
Maybe we are only one who played death metal. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So then I already mentioned it. The 7-inch was released through Drowned Productions. In fact, actually, it was the very first release on Drowned Production. Yeah, Drowned Production 001, so to say. And I believe it's Dave Rotten behind that. No, right? Or from Spain, a Wulst. Again, you know, that's the opposite end of Europe. Where is that contact coming from?
I don't remember that. Where we find it, because we sent it the demo tapes different labels, and US, Europe, everywhere. So Dave contact us and make offer.
Yeah. Do you know how many copies have been pressed of that 7-inch?
I don't remember. No.
You know, there are. I mean, if you look online, it says 500, but I'm not sure how official that number is.
I don't think so. Maybe lots of more. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, it's a nice collector's item, actually. Yeah. Okay. Cool. In fact, actually, you're still. Now you're on Extreme Music, right? Yeah. Which is still his baby, so to say. Yeah. How happy are you with the labels? Everything going fine, communication-wise, and so on?
Yeah, I think we are quite okay and satisfied with how Dave is handling his labels and everything, how the promotion is going. And also our new album is going to be released after a couple of months, so we are really excited for that as well. So yeah, basically we are happy with the outcome that he is able to give us.
Yeah. Those guys, you know, the old blokes here, in the band, they recorded the full-length album, right, and released it, and then they went to sleep for like 20 years, hibernation, so how does it feel for you to play with them?
Yeah, it feels nice that before joining the band, I was actually a big fan of Finnish death metal. I still am, and before joining the band, I was still appreciating the albums like Member of Immortal Damnations and Crown Waits the Immortal. So when these guys contacted me to be a part of Purtenance, I couldn't believe it for some time. Then I asked them again that, are you just joking, or is it like a true news or something? And they said that, yeah, we want you to sing for us, and then why not? Then I practiced a couple of songs, and then we went for a rehearsal, and it went really well. So, and then we started playing together. So it's been 5 years, and I'm still on the road with them.
Yeah. So no regrets, yeah. But were you living locally, or how did you get in touch?
I live actually like 250 kilometers away from Nokia, but we were in touch through Facebook, and I used to meet them and hang around with them in metal gigs. Yeah. Okay. We used to drink together, basically in the gigs, and by that time we were already like close friends. So they offered me this position as a singer.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2023 now. If you look back at your debut, are you still satisfied with it? Yeah. What kind of like feelings do you have if you look back?
I'm really proud of it. I think it's good album, and I don't chase anything for that. Yeah. Okay.
I'm really proud to, and I don't say nothing that it's very raw and very good production. So very cool album.
Yeah, it's fairly rough around the edges. Yeah. True. Yeah, and I think in your case, I mean, no, let me ask this question first. As I said, I mean, for 20 years you didn't do anything that I noticed, at least. Even when you reformed, I didn't really get it. Actually, it was only later that I copped on that you are playing again. What did you do for 20 years? Don't tell me you were writing songs or something. Eh?
No. Work, getting married, getting child, and that usual stuff. Yeah. And I'm playing little bit. Different bands. Different hobby bands. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Only driving my motorcycle and job, get married, 3 children. So that's 20 years, basically.
Okay, it's understandable. Yeah, that's 20 years. Yeah. Okay. Back then, were you ever really on any bigger tour, or how was gigging back then?
Back in then, we touring only for Finland, and there's only for handful of places we can play. Not so many places we can play. Yeah.
I'm really lucky to see you tonight at the Zille, which is a very, very intimate cult venue here, actually, which has a very, very special reputation for gigs. And you play, I mean, like your entire tour. How much is that? Like 10 gigs or something, roughly, or if
It's only 8 gigs.
8.
And this is the 5th gig of the tour.
Yeah.
So it's we are already halfway through the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like 3 gigs next after this.
Yeah. And things are going well so far regarding crowds and so on.
Yeah, we are absolutely enjoying everything. Every place we go, there's always some maniacs coming to cheer with us and sharing beers and stuff like that. So we are absolutely enjoying.
You know the contrast from back then until basically today. You know, the younger people obviously weren't around back then. So what is the biggest difference if you compare maybe the early days when it comes to, you know, being active with a band to nowadays? Do you see big differences, or is it still all the same?
Maybe genres coming more, and nowadays different genres doesn't play together. Lots of new bands coming all the time, more and more and more. Very hard to get showing in talent.
Nowadays, I think so that it's so much bands, so many genres. You can count it. So I don't like it because every band sounds same. So if you want to do good music, don't copy. That's my that's my what I say. I don't like it that because every fucking band almost same. So I don't know. Let's see what happens 10 years.
Yeah. I think Finland in general is a weird place when it comes to metal in some sense, because when I visited, it's a long time ago already, but I went to a pub there, which was not like a metal pub or whatever, right? Just like a regular pub, but they were still playing hard rock and metal as the regular music. That's like what you would hear in let's say German pubs as pop music. Yeah, so metal has like a different status there. Like almost being like pop music. When did that start, or like how do you perceive that? You want to comment on this? Or?
Yeah, Finland has a really that cult status, being a metal country, capital of metal in the world. So it's pretty obvious that in Finland, if you go to some bars, there's always some metal stuff blasting in the speakers. So I think it's not so surprising thing for me anymore, who lives in Finland.
Yeah.
There is 1,000 legs, 1,000 bands.
Right. 1,000 legs, 1,000 bands, no fans, right? Because like everybody's in a band, right? No. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you mentioned you are working on new material or recording already, right? So I mean, obviously we need to know all about it, because I don't know when the interview will be aired. So we can probably even then play some new songs. Yeah. Maybe give us all the details that we need to know.
Yeah, actually we have already finished recording, mixing and mastering for the new album, and we have already sent the documents to Dave Roten from Extreme Music, and we also already have the album cover and release date, everything. So probably the first or second weekends of next month, the first single will be out. So it's not so long time until you get to hear the first track.
Okay. No, we are curious, and obviously it's going to be killer, no?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
No, I really.
Release date is
Maybe June.
June, yeah.
June.
Yeah.
Okay, June. Yeah. Then we'll do it like this: that we time the interview so that it will be on air when we have the new album, and then we can also do the song announcements from the new album. Yeah. Okay. So the show is called "What's Metal?" And this is typically like our last question. I mean, what is metal actually? Can you describe this somehow, or what does it mean to you? Maybe I'll just pass it around.
I think metal is the drug. For me, something I'm really passionate about in my life. So I take metal as the basic needs of my life, same like air, food, like a bed to sleep. So metal is something that I should have every day in my life. Without it, I'm nothing.
So I play metal, listen metal, that's my life now on. So, hail Satan.
Yeah, same to me. I play, I listen to little bit many bands and different genres also. But music is a safe haven place.
Yeah.
I call it. Yeah, get relaxing, listen good music.
Good. Thanks a lot, Sven, for the interview. And yeah, I'll keep you posted once we air it. I'll send you a link. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.